I mean, while she was winning, actually, while she was on TV, I had reached over to my iPad and started putting together an email because I work at radio, but I was so sure I wanted to be on Team Eurovision. And the email that I put together, I just thought, that's it, I'm just going to send it to the big bosses right away. Never mind, I'm not going to play around here. So I'd like you to meet two of the big bosses who I sent the email to, and it seems to have worked somehow, and also another couple of gentlemen from the EBU. I'd like to introduce them, the dream team behind Eurovision 2015. Come on up here, please. First off, I would like to say hi to EBU Event Supervisor Eurovision Song Contest, ESCKAZ.com. Next up, I would like to say hello to the Executive Supervisor, Eurovision Song Contest from the EBO, John Ola Sand. Hello. Next, the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation, or the ORF, Director General Dr. Alexandra Frabitz. Grüß Gott. Guten Abend. And finally, the executive producer of the Eurovision Song Contest, also from the ORF, Edgar Böhm. So starting out this evening, I believe Dr. Frabitz is going to kick things off for us. I believe you have the word.
Yes, thank you and welcome to our short presentation. It was really a great moment 1 year ago, on the 10th of May, when Conchita Wurst won the song contest in Copenhagen. We were really overwhelmed when we heard the words, and the winner is Austria. And the next day we began with big excitement and big enthusiasm to prepare this year's song contest. So the last 374 days were full of work, and we have made some, I think, and I hope also you will think, good and important decisions. First, we choose Vienna to be the host city for the 60th anniversary, and we think that Vienna, as world capital of music, is a perfect city to host this event, in particular in this year. We choose a committed team of professionals within the organizations and from partner organizations, the whole team headed by Edgar Böhm, to prepare this enormous and big event. And we choose the motto of this year's song contest, building bridges. We think it is important, or more important, to build bridges than to raise walls. We want to build with this song contest bridges between continents. We are so happy that thanks to EBU and the enthusiasm of our Australian friends, for the first time this 60th song contest will be a 3-continent song contest. We want to build bridges between continents. We want to build bridges between people. We want to show with this song contest that we will build bridges between the past and the future. We want to build bridges between all the different types of music. So within our show and the show elements, we will have elements of classical music, the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. We will have Martin Grubinger, and one of the most important contemporary percussionists in the show. So we will have all elements of music building bridges with this year's artists of the 40 countries. We think that music, there is no difference between entertainment and classical music, and so we are very proud that the first tunes of this year's song contest were on the stage, and I think some of you have been there, of the Vienna State Opera, and we heard some of the songs which will be performed today and on Thursday and Saturday, together with the greatest songs, arias of the opera. We choose this motto because we think that the song contest is a also reflecting the values of tolerance, respect, diversity and peace in nowadays world. And of course of talent and the creativity of so many people involved in this project. We choose this song contest to be a green event. This song contest will be the first one to be a officially certified green event. So we will have so many elements of green mobility in the whole operation. We will serve and put much emphasis on local food. The stage, which you have seen, will, for example, be 100% recycled. And I'm sure that we have done a lot, that at the end we will get this official certificate as a green event. We want this song contest to be also as barrier-free as possible, a barrier-free event, and we provide all elements from audio description for the blind and visually impaired, and we also, for the first time in this way, we will also translate not only text but also to try to translate the music with Eurovision sign. In other words, into international sign language, and I think many of you will have seen our presentation yesterday, and we think that it is also a very important element of the values we want to transport also with this song contest. Of course, also security has to be an important issue in such a big and worldwide scene event. So we did a lot, and on the day of like today, on days like today, and the semi-finals and the final, up to 800 security persons of security personnel, private security services and police will take care for the safety here in the Stadthalle and in the surrounding areas. We want to show with this song contest Austrian hospitality, and we try, you will assess then, to do the best also to provide a good working environment for the almost 1,800 journalists from all over the world. We want to provide you good working environment here in the Stadthalle, but also offered you with the program trips for free some shows where about 80 program elements to show you some of the beauties of our country. We want also that Austria and Vienna are participating as much as possible in this song contest, and this is working well. We will have more than 80 public viewing shows all over Austria. The largest one, of course, the Rathausplatz, which has been opened on Monday, and I'm sure many of you have seen. And also today, already thousands of Viennese people are gathering at this wonderful location to celebrate the song contest. And this is happening in Vienna, and as I said, in so many countries, in so many public viewing areas around. On the 23rd, about 3,000 people will work here and be active here to support the song contest, from the technical personnel, our teams, to the security teams, the volunteers, and the catering people, etc. So it's an enormous number of people which will, with their enthusiasm, make this song contest unforgettable. We want to show you a remarkable show, and Edgar Böhm will say some words about that. Of course, the technical elements are big. It's 3,500 tons of equipment have been built here into the Stadthalle in the last weeks. Came from all over Europe, the elements, with 400 trucks. 180 kilometers of cable had to be laid here in and around the Stadthalle, and the currently biggest LED board fit for HGD broadcasting will have 315 square meters, just to give you some of the numbers. But it's not the numbers, it's the values and the attitude we want to transport. I thank you for your interest, for coming to Vienna, and I thank in particular the delegations and the artists for their enthusiasm, and we hope that we will make this 60th Song Contest remarkable in the big history of the Eurovision Song Contest. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Brabitz. Vienna old school, Vienna new school. I'm really feeling it, definitely. Okay, I'm going to turn now to Edgar Böhm, executive producer of the Eurovision Song Contest. Tell me, in a nutshell, I know you need a long, long soundbite for this, but how did you pull this thing together, Edgar?
First of all, I will say we are very happy and we are very proud that 40 countries are here in Vienna, and we can make a show with you, with 40 different delegations, 40 different singers and bands. We had really good rehearsals the last days. We had also the rehearsals for the first semi-final this afternoon, and we're looking forward to this evening when the first 10 finalists will be decided. You can believe me, that's for me and my team a dream come true. We worked really hard 1 year, and we had many plans, many ideas, maybe you feel the feeling here. We only concentrate us to this delegates and the singers and the artists, and also for the audience. In which way we can do it in Austria very well, not gigantic as a green event, but with charm, with hospitality, with intelligence, hopefully, and also with creativity. And when you will see the stage, it's developed out of a sphere. The sphere you see in this side, that is the main element of the whole song contest. It's a tone, and it's all our world. It's a sphere. And from this on, we developed the whole stage. There are 1,300 big tubes around this stage. They built the stage, and they are built in Holland. Florian Wieder, a very famous international stage designer, designed it. We had a wonderful light designer in international format from the UK, Alan, yes. So I... Yeah, I think Al Gurdon. Yeah, Al Gurdon is really famous. He made the tours for Madonna, and he had the opening show in London for the Olympic Games. So he is really used to make such big things. And I hope you will see when you come at the venue, the balls on the roof of our hall. They will play a big role in our show. It's also the sphere, and so we have a diamonds solution for the whole show. The contestants will walk from the green room to the magic bridge to the stage. That's also the first time in the history of the song contest. So we combined the both poles of positions of the show. That was also the reason for decision that we will do this show at the Wiener Stadthalle. It's big enough, have this green room, this main stage, and the whole audience in one whole, and so it's really good emotions. As a little glimpse for our show, you will see tonight, I hope so. We have the opening video for tonight, and I will show it you if you're interested. Yeah, okay. No, please start it. You saw the sphere is flying all over Austria and is landing on the roof of the Wiener Stadthalle, and what happens then, you will see.
I think it's gorgeous. My heart just swelling with pride when I watch that little film. Okay, I'm going to turn the microphone now to the EBU Executive Supervisor of Eurovision Song Contest, Jon Olasand. Hello, Jon.
Hello. I think we have great titles here. There's a lot of executive and... thank you. I would like to start to say thank you to ORF for the great work they have been doing over the last short year. We started to prepare right after the win in Copenhagen. And that's actually what we do. We travel to the new host broadcaster to start to prepare. It's important that we do that, because the time span for Eurovision Song to make all this happen in a short year is almost impossible for any organization, and it's a very challenging job. I can only say that I'm very satisfied with the cooperation we've had with ORF and the product and the result we see here during this week. So thank you, and that's actually what we do. Every year there's a new host broadcaster, but it's within the member family of the EBU. And Eurovision Song Contest is a contest where you carry your flag, but it's actually a contest between the broadcasters, the members of the EBU. And we have broad and good contact with our members throughout the year, all the participating broadcasters, on very many levels from the EBU, not only for the song contest, so they pops up here once a year, but we have contact with them throughout the year on a wide range of issues. It's the whole news exchange that we do. We exchange programs, we exchange knowledge. We work with legal issues, we work with technical issues. So our knowledge with our members are good, and that's what also. That's why I'm so convinced that wherever Eurovision Song Contest travels, we can do Eurovision Song Contest. We can make Eurovision Song Contest. We can make it like this in Austria. We will make it differently in other different in other territories, because broadcasters are different. But we can still do it. And now, in the heart of Europe, celebrating the 60th edition, it's a great pleasure to be here. I would like to address 3 key topics, just briefly to you. One is your favorite topic, the voting. The second, I will talk a little bit about accreditation. And the third topic I would like to address is the booing on Russia. That was last year. When it comes to the voting, we released published the jury names on 1st of May, like we did last year. And we started to do that because we wanted to increase the openness and transparency around the jury members. I think it's important for everyone to know actually who is there, so that all of you also can help us scrutinize who is in the juries. And we do receive feedback every year. We use our independent observer at PricewaterhouseCoopers to look into it, to make sure that we have jury members that comply with the rules of the Eurovision Song Contest. And as you also know, we will present all the individual jury results of all 3 shows after the final. And we had the jury voting yesterday. It went very well. We had no incidents, and I'm also pleased to say that all the participating broadcasters were very happy with what they had on stage. Being only the second dress rehearsal, and the dress rehearsal is still a rehearsal, they were very happy with that result. Last year on the jury side, we excluded one jury in one of the semifinals, and that was the broadcaster from Georgia and their jury, due to a result that we could not approve. So we decided to do that, and we've been in contact with our member in Georgia, and we also reacted according to the rules when it comes to how they should deliver the results to us. And that's actually our top priority. It is to deliver a valid result, and we do that every year. We have had discussions, both in this fora and in other fora, about the jury and the televoting. We do as good as we can. The jury voting is in the hands of our members. As I said, we have broad contacts with our members. We have an independent notary at each broadcaster to make sure that the result is transparent, seen and signed by a notary. And we also have unannounced visits from PricewaterhouseCoopers to several broadcasters throughout the week to make sure that they follow the rules and that they understand and apply the rules. When it comes to the televoting, as we said also here last year, it's the biggest operation in Europe, pan-European voting. And we have more than 70 people in place in Cologne and here in Vienna to overlook every single vote that is coming in. It's a huge operation, and we're very proud of that. And as I said also earlier, when I came to the EBU, I was quite amazed by the scope of the operation around securing a good result for Eurovision Song Contest. We will open up for a Q&A later, so I will go to the next topic I would like to address, and that's accreditation. Because every one of you carry this badge, or a type of badge that is official for Eurovision Song Contest. And you do this in order so we can facilitate the work place for you. So look into how we could improve the accreditation. And I was the executive producer in Oslo in 2010 when NRK hosted Eurovision Song Contest. And during the last week, there were too many people on these premises with an accreditation that didn't really have a function. It was given out a lot of accreditation, sort of friends accreditations, to business partners, and they were in places they shouldn't have been. And it made me think, this is not really sustainable. We have to start to screw this back. And with everything we do, it's like toothpaste. If it's out of the tube, it's very difficult to get back. So we have, over the last 3 years, worked a lot to improve the accreditation system. Last year, more than 10,000 accreditation card was printed. More than 10,000. And it's a lot of different cards. It's cards valid for the whole period. There are cards that are for riggers that are rigging up 4 or 5 weeks before the event weeks, and then rigging down again. In the meantime, your card is blocked. It's press, it's fans, it's volunteers, it's delegates with different access to different places. And there are day passes, permanent passes. So we have become much more strict, and we will continue to do so. And we have rejected a lot of accreditation, and we have disappointed people that were not able to get an accreditation, but we do this in order to keep this event secure and safe, and that you shall have a place to work that is workable for you. So this is important for us to say, and we also created a new code of conduct that I'm sure every one of you are familiar with. You should, because it carries a responsibility to have an accreditation. Booing. Sorry. Last year, I thought it was a very uncomfortable situation last year when Russia was booed out in both the semi-final and the final. On stage, there were 2 17-year-old girls representing Russia. I met them backstage after the show, and they were absolutely devastated, crying. It was a horrible experience for them. 2 young girls who bear no responsibility for what happens in Russia. I think it's disrespectful, and I hope that we this year can have a Eurovision Song Contest free from messages and this type of messages. As you all know, we have a very strict set of rules around Eurovision Song Contest, where we cannot allow any political messages from the stage, in the text, in lyrics, in gestures, or in symbols, and we follow that quite strictly. We have also, for very many years, had the practice to move any kind of banners among the audience with slogans, political slogans or commercial slogans, hate messages, and we've also been restricted when it comes to flag from not recognized areas in Europe. We cannot open Eurovision Song Contest up for a political circus traveling around where everyone are given the opportunity to make their speech or mark or address their different attitudes. It's not right. That will be the end of it. And no one here believes that allowing booing or even encourage booing, because I've heard people who said that this is freedom of speech. And I'm not sure we're going down the right route to encourage that. I think this is the end of Eurovision Song Contest if we continue on that route. So that's why we will announce and ask the audience, please receive every participant in a friendly way and leave the politics outside the venue. This is what we will do before the shows. We will ask them, please, this is friendly battlefield, and I hope, and I do believe that everyone in the venue will appreciate that we continue down this route. Eurovision Song Contest have traveled in Europe for very many years in very many different, with very many different regimes in Europe, and I think we should keep it that way. And I would like to say that clearly from our side. The EBU as an organization is fully focused on freedom of speech. We work on it every day. We are working with our members who are in a difficult situation to make sure that they they can get the help they need, both legally and politically. We work with our Brussels office on the law situation. This is what we do to secure freedom of speech in Europe, which is for us paramount. But that is not the same as saying it's okay to open Eurovision Song Contest up to be a political battlefield.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I would just like to end that I'm quite confident that we will have a good contest this year without any remarks. We have